petty with your time.
What up, world? Welcome back to Be Less Petty TV. I'm your girl, Kellye Howard, and I am so excited to share with you this week's Tiny Tip Tuesday because it is one that I personally use in my own self-care and growth, and I just think it really works. So it is rewrite the narrative. That is right, rewrite the narrative. A lot of us have stories from our childhood that we've recycled over and over again from that perspective, that childhood perspective. So if something traumatic happened to you or something your parents did that have always hasn't set well with you throughout the years, you're probably looking at it from the age that that thing occurred. So like a 7-year-old mind or a 12-year-old mind. Now I'm not saying you have a 7-year-old mind or a 12-year-old mind, but that memory happened in that moment. And so you're recycling it in that mindset. Versus now, we are adults, right? We're older, we can look back at a situation that happened when we were 7 or 12, and we can say, hey, how can I look at this a little bit differently? So to share a little bit of something about me, I grew up in what the law would consider an addictive household, right? Drug addictive household. And not everybody was on drugs, but people were on drugs in my space. And I used to look at that as like, I used to look at my mom as being a bad mom for years. I was like, oh, you just, blah, blah, blah. And I never gave her credit for the things that she did do, the efforts that she did make, right? Getting clean, for one. My mom's been clean for 30 years now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, these are things that I never gave my mom credit for. So I had to go back and sit down, piece of paper, pen, and rewrite the narrative to that. Rewrite the experience, rewrite my mindset around it. Oh, my mom was, dealing with whatever she was dealing with in her life at that time that justified her behavior to neglect her children. Does that make her a bad parent? Yeah, some may say so. But I mean, if you've ever been going through anything, you know how it feels to have to distance yourself from everything and to try to figure that out. And sometimes that's not easy for people. And so rewriting that narrative made me look at the entire circumstance completely different. So it is very, 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 very important for us to reflect, right? But from an adult perspective, not from the childish, please, please, please pay attention to me perspective, because that perspective is what keeps us stuck in that mentality. So rewrite the narrative. That is this week's Tiny Tip Tuesday. Thank you so much for tuning in to Be Less Petty TV. I truly appreciate you when you watch and comment and share. I've been Kellye Howard, and I hope to see you back here sooner than later. Bye.
With your mind, be less petty with your blame. All that petty shit is lame. Be less petty with your friends. Love first, make amends. Be less petty with your life. Be less petty with your wife. Okay. Be less petty with your mom. Be less petty with your job. Be less petty. Be less petty. Be less petty, baby.